If you were to tell me that down the line in my life, I had to be having a conversation with the one group I've been in conflict against a large part of my life, I would have told you you're a fool. But I ran into some members of the Lobos recently. This group was rather comprised of old and new members whom I've never seen before. I offered to speak with them in regards to speaking and catching up. So I'm hoping I'll get some answers to questions I yearn to ask them. We'll see how it goes in the end.
Harry? He needs just a minute.
Why don't you take a seat? I'm sure you've been riding some time to find us.
A little bit here and there. I ran into a couple of different type of people, and one of them I ran into was some gentleman. I think his name goes by Luca or something at Fort Mercer. A lot has changed since the last time I've been here, so seems like Fort Mercer is a bit more of it's like its own little town. It's really interesting.
A lot of people share that fort. Very close ties.
From what I heard, it's under Kettleman's control, alongside with the canyon as well, too. Is this correct?
Jack Kettleman is so full of himself, Swan. It's almost sickening. He calls it the Kettle Canyon, the Kettle Fort, and fucking Kettle West. He can think whatever he wants, but well, the way I see it and the way the rest of us see it, everything out west is up for grabs, as long as you got the right mentality.
Yeah, I figured. That's Kettleman for you. I mean, if it's not about him, then it's nothing, really.
Exactly. I must admit, Swan, I'm a little bit disappointed in you. I have to admit. The last time you and I met, you remember the little shootout we had in Armadillo a long, long time ago?
Yeah. That was a very difficult sort of one.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember the guy you tackled on top of the saloon? And then we had a little chat, you, me, and Raul Sanchez.
Yes, I was hiding behind the door on the upstairs, and I decided to come
You
out.
tackled me. You caught me off guard. Credit to you. But you see, I'm a little bit disappointed because I told you my name several times during that little conversation we had. And then, 1 week later, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks, we get in touch with the law. You know how we do it. And we ask simple questions. Who are in trouble? Who are wanted? This and that. And, we can be a little bit persuasive. So, they give the information. And do you know what that report said about my name?
What exactly?
Nothing. Unknown del Lobo. So, I'm kind of frustrated, Senor Swan. But, it's in the past. Nothing we can do about it now. I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, I can understand. Rather, something that I know is, for one, within that situation, it was rather difficult, of course. A lot of it fell on me. And, of course, even for me, and that report specifically was all up to me, but I wasn't able to at that time due to many situations, so I do apologize for that.
I have to commend you as well. Like I said, for my personal reasons, I'm a bit disappointed, but I also have to commend you. After everything settled, the last gunfight, the gunshot was fired. Both you and me saw reason to get ours away out of there. Some of mine got shot down, some of yours got shot down. Mm-hmm. But still, we came to an agreement that we could, we'll see each other down the line, either way. But let's grab our wounded and let's get out of here. And you agreed to that, so for that I thank you. I didn't lose any of mine that day. I don't think you lost any of yours.
I think in that sort of situation, I really wanted to properly make sure the situation was assessed. I think one of the more difficult things that I can do, at least on my end, is try to be at least reasonable. And that might be a bit more difficult. Because for one, at least during that time when I had that piece of metal on my chest, I had a job I had to do. and it was getting increasingly more difficult for me to do. I obviously know in a moment of time when there's a bit of reasoning, at least a bit more of logic within my head to understand that, alright, besides what I'm doing here and what, your group was doing there was rather both a loss on both ends. I'm not one to go and take it any further compared to other people. We know exactly who, which we will not name. Some cases, there was a sense of relatability, of just wanting to survive. Trying to come to certain agreements or whatnot was the least that I could try to do. I can't prolong the inevitable. I can't control a good amount of the people either. Especially when my hands are tired or whatnot. There's not much I can really do. You're speaking to a different version of a swan you once knew that is no longer there. And I guess with that, due to these choices have now led me here.
So tell me, Dane Swan, what can we do for you? Why do you seek us out?
Because I want to know why do y'all exist? Every time, ever since, originally, back when I was a deputy, and then, went up the ranks and everything like that, in different situations. Many times, unfortunately, I have fought a good amount of your colleagues. And it never seems to surprise me. What I hear is, at least in rumors, that you're reformed. Truly, whenever, and I'm not saying this precisely for your group, as I cannot speak for you, but the idea of whenever any other sort of person tends to seek themselves as being reformed, I think that is rather a grand lie that they're telling within the crossing. Now, I'm not accusing you of that, but...
What do you mean by reformed?
That's what I'd like to know.
You have to remember something. Swan has been around for a long time. Like I told you, he's experienced several groups of Lobos coming and going, dying and coming back. So I understand your question, Senor Swan, and I understand where it's coming from. But let me tell you, all my people, all my friends, everybody that I held dear, died up at Fort Mercer. I couldn't even see the truth in front of me because I denied it. The people that looked to me, I failed them. So I left. For a long time I left. And then I came back. And I meet these people. Santi. Sisi to my left. Alcon behind Santi. Sancho with the mariachi outfit there. And Senor Red with the bandana. You wanna know why we do what we do, Swan? Why we exist? Why we ride together? Is that your question?
Mm-hmm.
Because none of us, or at least a few of us, had a sense of belonging. And then we found each other. We may be rough around the edges, but everything we do, my actions, Sancho's actions, Alcon's actions, we do it to benefit us. Of course, we're not good people. We know that. You should not cross us because we will retaliate. We will not take shit. But you can see now, Swan, you have a history with us. You have a history with me. I remember you. But I'm giving you the courtesy to come here, sit around the fire and talk to us. Now, when you try to take away our freedom, if you try to hurt my brother or my sister, I will fight with tooth and nail to protect him or her. There's nothing in between there. But if you come with friendly attitude, if you want to talk to us, sure, go ahead. Come have a seat around the fire. I'll even give you a shot of tequila. But we do what we do because we protect our own. We may not have a lot of skills. We may not be prepared for the modern world of Saint Denis and whatnot. But that's why we stay here. Because we love the freedom the fresh air of the West.
From my point of view, take it as
Of course.
a leader, we'll say. When you're a leader, there's certain situations you have to care for people. Care for those that you alongside with, whatever it is that you're trying to fight for. It doesn't matter what it is. In a moment in time, things get a bit more difficult, and you have to make some sort of choice. Obviously, I thought I had made the right choice, which obviously I didn't, because otherwise I wouldn't be here with you. But I knew at least there was some sort of humility. I knew myself more than enough to not be an absolute monster with a badge. But slowly but surely, I started to lose the trust of many of my colleagues, as they thought it was incredibly foolish of me to go out of my way and even bother to try to start the fight. And in all reality, my colleagues were also there because they wanted to get La Niña in the group.
That's the thing, Swan. And that's why I commend you as well. You come here to try to understand us. Even if you can't really understand us, you try to at least find some sort of way to accept us the way we are. Like you said, most of your colleagues, they just wanted to see La Niña and the rest of us, myself as well, behind bars for what we have done. But we have our reasons. Sure, we may not be too fondly of any type of government, because back home, you can't really trust anybody.
Not even just home. Even here, it's the same fucking corruption.
Exactly, my point exactly. So my point is, we are just trying to survive. We do shit, sure. But that is just to put food on our table. But if you or anybody else try to go out of their way to get my hermana Cici over here to my left, believe me, and this is not a threat to anybody, this is me just speaking facts. I will assemble everybody I know, everybody that sits around this fire, to go help her out. Because she's my sister. She helps me out, and I know she will do the same for me. And like you said, there's certain responsibilities when you're a leader. So I know what kind of weight you had on your shoulders, albeit different, kind of different, but still the same. I think both of us have some sort of ghosts following from the past. But when I look on these people, Swan, I don't see a bunch of rejects the way other people would. I see Cici with a strong heart and a strong mind. Santi, he's a joker, but he also got something in between his ears. Alcon over there, you see her stature, she's fucking fierce. All of these attributes.
Oh.
But you know, everybody has their own story. But our problem is, you see a sombrero, bunch of people riding up on you, it's the Lobos. You should fucking watch out. You see the Lobos? They're fucking badasses. They do shit to you. Truth be told, we probably will do shit to you. If you wrong us. I always give people the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes even more than these people like to accept. But that's just my way of going. Now, I don't want to play the victim card. Probably sounds like I do, but we're a bunch of bad people. We do bad things to people who are bad to us. We rob banks. We rob people of their valuables. But in the end, it's just for us to survive. Now, you may not understand that type of thinking, Swan. I understand that. But you wanted me to shed some light on how we think. That's what I'm trying to do.
Now, I would say, obviously, there was another reason why I came here, and obviously it wasn't just for conversation, but for one, I know I mentioned that I wandered quite a bit. Now, this is truly up to you if you want to take it or not. It doesn't really matter. I think more so, especially hearing this, more of what it is you're doing is trying to garner a connection, a relationship between people and their, I guess, businesses, what goods they provide, otherwise, to keep an interest with the West, within the West, correct?
See, go ahead.
All right.
I'm listening.
So I've been traveling a little bit long and far and wide, and I recently took more of a look into places, one of them so happened to be Guama. Now, I won't go into details, obviously, but the idea is that there's quite a good amount of people there. Wonderful people. At least people that are willing to understand within the same sort of mindset as you are. And with that, trade is something I'm pretty sure more than enough a lot of people have been wanting to try to do, especially within Guama. Rum is definitely one of them. I think lemons might be another. But, like I said, if you tend to take a visit properly, within business, and respectful to a lot of the members that are there, they will treat you properly as well too. They are wonderful, welcoming people, at least to me, slowly, I would say, almost growing to feel like a family. Rather, I'm very light with the word of family, since I'm rather sick of hearing it since I've been a part of the department for a long while. But in some sort of case it is. I would definitely try to say, maybe look into it. They could assist you in some sort of regard. I would just say, though, depending on things, don't just try to go to Guama and run there and think everything will be fine. But I'm pretty sure y'all will deal with your situation here, as you seem to be more problem solvers and escapists. So of course, like I said, definitely could be worth your interest. At least what I feel. Guam itself is a form of land where it's neutral. In all reality and fairness, so am I. At least in this point in time, I could really care what anyone does within the crossing. Whatever it is could be the benefit of mine, but the idea is that, for one, I still at least try to provide you something in return other than just my presence here, even though it might be more difficult due to history. So at least that I could do. And I know it's not a formal repayment, but it's something.
Listen, Swan, I'm gonna have to retire. You can have a little chat with the rest of the group. I'm sure they will be glad to talk to you.
Of course.
But if I'm catching this correctly, you're trying to... what are you actually trying to bring
It's a formal
to us here?
invitation to visit Warma, I think.
You can visit Guama, and if you want some sort of business in terms of trade or whatnot, try to talk to some of the people. Just an idea, really. If you want to go and have a business, I'll assist. There's really no point in me, and whatever it is you do at the end of the day is your decision. I can't tell you what to do. But it's just an idea.
Do you have connections in Gorma?
Possibly, yes. But it's not bad to really ask, really. So.
Like I said, I have to retire. You can have a chat with the rest of my people with this.
Of course.
They're more than smart enough to come up with a decision. But I just like to say, Swan, I may have my quarrels with you. I nearly shit my pants when I saw you today. I debated whether I should become hostile, deal with you, if you understand.
Yes, I do understand.
But
I have that effect.
I appreciate you coming to our home and asking about us. That means a lot. And also listening to us.
Yeah, it's something I've learned to grow that I'm rather somewhat good at. Oddly enough.